Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're the first to know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey. My name is Scott Switzer. I'm the Clydesdale. She is Cheryl Nasso. She's my nutrition coach. And can I get a couple things off my chest?
Start. Let's go.
So first, you notice I have the over-the-ear headphones on today.
Yep.
Because yesterday my monitor broke off in my left ear, and I had to tweeze out the remaining part. And I did the whole roundtable show with the piece in my ear.
Oh my God.
So now these have super bass, and it sounds so weird.
That
So-
boom, 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 like the old
So
song.
I have new monitors coming, but they won't be here till tomorrow.
Jeez.
So get over the ear today. And then, with my job, I do what's assigned of me. I do it to the best of my ability, but I have no passion for my day job.
Yep.
They keep assigning me work groups to lead. And I work from home, and now I'm under dress code.
What?
So you see the polo shirt, collar, because when I do meetings now online, I have to be under dress code.
Jeez. Whatever. I don't know why people have to be so nitpicky about every little thing, right? So
I just need to get the hell out of there.
yeah, and you will. You're working on it. You're building some greatness for sure. I had to get a piece of paper out. So busy week is what the title of this is. Fill me in a little bit. Wait, you can still go.
So blood on said I can still go bottomless. And I do. Just so you know.
Yeah. Just put on sweatpants. Yeah.
And Damien says Cheryl's coaching has been amazing for my wife.
Oh, that's awesome. They should listen to my podcast too. She probably listen maybe today. I'm not sure. So yeah,
I met her at the games.
Okay.
She's awesome. She was working for Born Primitive at the games. Super nice. And can't wait to meet Damien someday.
Yeah. Well, is he going to the Masters Legends? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
And,
so yeah. Busy
guys,
week. I'm looking at all these people.
Podcast today was really good.
Oh, I appreciate that, Judy. Today I talked a lot about the journey of fat loss, and Scott, you've lost over 100 pounds. And, a lot of what I talked about was the amount of growth that happens, and all people see is the transformation externally. They focus on the scale, they focus on a person's change, but they don't think about what goes on up here that really changes in that person. The things that they've had to change, especially thinking about what comes down to in your relationship, in life, you have family that expects something of you, and learning to be I'm going to be different, and I'm doing something different for myself. And the amount of y'all should go listen to it. We're not going to make this talk about that podcast, but if you struggle and you're on a fat loss journey, and a lot of people like to say they're committed, but they're not. They panic at the moment of commitment. They panic at the moment of, this is where I have to lean in, and they pull back, and they try and find something that's going to make it a little easier, and that easier solution never comes. So they stay stuck. But yeah. So
he says mindset stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at
says something here that I want you to address, because he said, I have a problem. I weigh myself daily when I know it should be weekly at most.
Oh no,
And
you're
you
wrong.
actually do not agree with that statement.
I agree. Here's what I agree with. Here is when it comes to weighing yourself and you have a goal. Right now, you have a goal you're looking to achieve, right? It is best to weigh in more frequently. And what you should be doing is, let's just say you weigh in Sunday through Saturday, right? And you are checking your photos on every Sunday or whatever it is, that's your check-in day. The goal is to have an average weight of data points. So I'm going to average out, let's just say Monday you weighed 294 and then 293.6 and then 295 and then 292.1. I take the averages of all those weights, and let's say week 1 your average is 293.6. And then I take the next week and I average out all those data points. And let's just say now your average is 291.2. I see the weight changes. If you're only weighing in once a week, you're not doing it right, because you're only going to get whatever you are that day. And the truth is, your weight fluctuates from day to day based on what you've eaten, when you pooped, how hard you worked out, how hydrated you are, all of these different things. And it can give you either a false low. So like if you had a really hard workout, maybe you ate a little earlier in the day and you woke up a little lighter, you're like, oh, I lost 2 pounds. But that might come right back up the next day and you wouldn't see that. Vice versa, you weigh in on a Monday morning after you went out to eat on Saturday and Sunday, you might be a little higher and you're like, what the heck, this isn't working. So it is best when you have a goal to weigh in. And it's not wrong to weigh yourself every day if you don't have a goal. But at that point, you should just be like doing it because it's habit. And self-monitoring is something that I do think is very important. In fact, the people that have actually successfully lost weight and kept it off do have a habit. They weigh themselves frequently, as in 2 to 3 times a week, because they are keeping tabs on that thing. So you should weigh in regardless if your goals are to maintain if you've lost weight or you are looking to lose weight. I think avoiding the scale is actually giving the scale more power, like you're obsessed with the scale. No, you're giving the scale this like power by telling me I'm obsessed with it. Like it's just a number. If you're literally going to use a scale every day to measure your self-worth, that's a different story. But I think that the truth is it's just a data point. So that's kind of how we should look at it. So in fact, it helped me a lot 2 weeks ago, because if I wasn't weighing in daily, I wouldn't have known that I was retaining 5 pounds of water, right? Like that was a sudden thing. Like that I was like, whoa. I mean, I probably would have when I looked at my ankles that day and I had cankles, but but yeah, I do think it's better to weigh in weekly or more frequently.
So just a couple more pieces to that. Judy says, Kenneth, same, sometimes multiple times a day. Now that may not be good, especially if you're not weighing at the same time every day.
Agreed. So that's where it's the why. That's where it's the what's the purpose. There is no reason to weigh in multiple times a day, unless the only time I would have a client weigh in more than one time a day is if they are an endurance athlete and I am measuring, or any kind of athlete, CrossFit athlete, and I am simply looking at how much fluid they are losing when they are working out. That is the only reason I would have somebody weigh in more than once a week. If you're weighing in more than once a week, there is no reason for that. It is you should weigh in once in the morning. And I will have some clients that will tell me, I weighed in, but I hadn't pooped yet, so I weighed in again. I'm like, okay, that's more of a mental thing. I'm okay with that, right? But if you're weighing in to check your weight throughout the day, you're literally, it's like you're weighing yourself and you're weighing how much food you're eating and how much water you're drinking. That's essentially what you're doing. You're weighing the volume of your food and the volume of your drinks. So just saying.
Whoop. Judy says, I know that's not good.
Yeah. So you should definitely ask yourself why. What's the purpose? Like when you weigh in and it's higher, are you like, oh my God, I ate too much? Like that's the wrong, like what are you thinking? I think that you should really honestly ask yourself, what are you trying to accomplish by weighing yourself more than once a day? That's what I think you should really tease out of your mindset a little bit. So I'm looking back at some of the other comments too. Lots of good stuff here today. So, but all right. So Scott's bottomless. We know that. He's a little commando right now, as Wad Zombie says.
Damien says not going to Legends, but I see Krypton games are returning in January. That's near me. I would love to go see Ben Smith's competition.
Yeah. How far is that from you as a drive?
Pretty far.
Oh, is
Probably
it?
10 hours.
Yeah, it's kind of far. It's like driving to you. Well, if you make it a double trip, you stop and you see your mom and then you head there. Maybe not so bad, right?
It makes me go a little bit north to go see
Ah,
her get there. So,
gotcha. All right, so let's fill us in on a couple of things. It's been a busy week. So what's been brewing in your world? Has it just been the work stuff?
yeah, a lot of work stuff. And then from the podcast perspective, I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes work, setting up some relationships moving forward with some different people. And one of those, so if you listen to Dave Castro yesterday on his weekend review, and I know Kenneth said they got into too much keto and he fell asleep. Uh, but, uh, but they also said they're making a significant announcement tomorrow.
Yep.
Well, one of the people I'm working for or working with, I'm helping them release a podcast on our channel, answering a lot of the questions that will probably come from the announcement tomorrow. And they did it ahead of time, so it will release immediately after the announcement, answering the questions. So doing a lot of behind the scenes work with some people like that to be able to answer those questions. And it's just taking a lot of time. And I'm trying to keep work, podcast, life balance all in check.
Yep.
So I had a great Saturday where my wife and I just drove. We went to the puppy park and played with my dog for a while. And then it was nice here. And so the weather is doing like a roller coaster. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. And it was nice on Saturday. So we have a moonroof in our SUV. We opened it up. We just drove around back roads, checking out different sites and stuff and getting out and exploring. And it was really
That's
nice.
awesome.
It was a really nice day.
It's funny. You might know him. I think he might be a listener. He's actually doing my Fat Loss Frameworks Jumpstart right now. Andrew Sten. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that name.
Oh my
I think
gosh,
he's,
Andrew,
yeah. Do you know
Andrew's
him?
an old friend.
Okay. So he's doing my Jumpstart right now. And
Good.
so he's like, I'm going through a lot right now myself. He's like, you should come to Ohio. I'm like, man, if this happened like a month ago, y'all, it's getting too cold up there. But he sent me these like cabins and stuff. I'm like, this looks legit. It's just I don't know if I can weather it right now up there because I do need to have a little rest and relaxation right now. But I'm like, dang, it looks pretty cool. I'll have to show them to you. So but yeah, I want to talk about this word balance. I love that word for you. And it is really hard when you are, I forget where I heard it, but you can be really good at two things. Really good at two things. Like you can master two things. Two things. When you start to get out of that is when you start to get diluted. And there's even in those two things, like really one is always going to take precedence. And I think what's really cool about balance is that we focus so much on like being balanced in our day when we have to realize that balance is an accumulation. It's really an accumulation of like even what I'm dealing with right now, is like recovery debt. Like it's not going to get better in a week. I'm dealing with years of recovery debt, right? So like it's balancing things out over time. And I think that the more you build in those days like you have with your wife, I think that we all focus on having to have so much time to like create all these new patterns and stuff. Like no, like just build in a few more of those days and balance things out. Like taking this season to be a little bit less focused on, interviews. And then, as the open rolls around, you're probably going to want to start doing more athlete interviews and such, so it's giving yourself time and seasons to kind of focus in different areas. And we are going to go into the season we're going into the season where like it should be more about slowing down a little bit with the work and the business and letting ourselves spend some time with our family and loved ones as we enter into the last quarter of the year, or as we're in the last quarter of the year. So I love that for you.
Yeah, it was really nice. And here we are.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about nutrition stuff here. So I'm pulling up your data here.
Ready for the
But
smackdown?
you what?
Ready for the smackdown?
Yep, I see very little calories. I see that. I see very low calories, 3 days of non-logging, and a little bit. We're at a little bit of weight loss plateau, right? Like so, we see those things a little bit. Now, you
So I
had a
have lost
busy, yeah,
another pound.
you
I didn't
did.
enter it. Yeah, so I have a whiteboard by my scale and I just
Okay,
write down the number every day.
all
And
right,
then when I'm there with my phone, I log it all
got
and
it.
then erase it and start over.
Okay, cool. So, where's your weight at today?
292.4.
All right, I'm writing this down. That's awesome. And this is like where Kenneth's question about the averages. The more data points I have, it does help me. And I also look at highs and lows, your highest of the week and your lowest of the week. And I also can associate that with inflammation markers and all that kinds of stuff as well. So 292.4, that's awesome. Now, it looks like you've been either under eating or under logging. Which one is it?
Under logging.
Okay, so you've been eating enough though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you think your food choices have been good?
Yes.
Okay, so you feel good about that. What have you been missing? Your dinner time? Or no, breakfast, looks like.
A lot. I'm just hit or miss right now.
Okay.
I've got to get back into the habit. And for some reason, it's just been really hard for me to get back into that swing.
All right. So have you, I know I texted you. Did you understand how to do the save a meal option?
I didn't. When you text me, I was in the middle of something.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even get back to it. Yeah.
Well, here's what's really cool about the save a meal option. I don't mind share screen and showing you it, but it's like you can literally just create the meals that you have on repeat. And then when you go to log, rather than logging all the individual ingredients, you're just like, Scott's, like, what's a typical breakfast for you? What'd you have for morning? What'd you have this morning?
3 eggs, a Dave's Killer bagel with some butter, and then coffee.
Okay, so eggs and bagel breakfast. Scott's eggs and bagel breakfast. You log that once, and now you can go in and you can save it. And all you have to do is click that meal, boom, done. And you don't even have to do it. Like you can just go back to yesterday or a day that you've logged it, and there's like three little dots, and you can click that and say save a meal, and it'll save for you. And now it's like easy for you. And I think that that would make logging a lot easier because right now I do want to I want to push a little bit till Thanksgiving, take Thanksgiving as a little bit, 2, 3 weeks of going hard, a little weekend away, a little less stress, go hard again. Week of Christmas, that's your down week. We'll take a week off. Going into the new year, we're set up for success. So that's kind of my plan for you is really looking at the intervals that we're in. So, and you're right, it's a habit and you've gotten out of it. Speaking of my podcast today, a lot of what I talked about is it's making the hard choice to say I'm not going to bed until I've logged this food. As much as like, I don't really have to do that. No, you don't have to. It's a choice that you're going to do to get back into your routine. And I know you have that result. And that's why I think for some people, if you know you're pretty much going to have the same thing tomorrow, when you do that today, go ahead and put it in for tomorrow too. You killed two birds with one stone, and now tomorrow you're ahead of the game. And really all you're having to worry about is dinner. Are you
Okay.
muted? Okay, cool. Yeah. I think that that's got to be our focus because I want you to get back into that habit again. I know because I know you tend to undereat and not seeing your labs for a while, knowing that you were dealing with some borderline low thyroid and such. We have to make sure that you're getting in enough protein and enough nutrients because we don't want to, that's people don't understand the connection between labs and nutrition until it's too late. And then they're trying to fix things with band-aids. But for you, we've got to make sure that we're taking a look at all those things because we haven't seen labs in a while.
I actually just got a reminder from Wild Health to set up an appointment. So
Yeah.
those
I actually think I might reach out to them. Are they do you have a discount code for them?
I do.
Okay, good. Make sure I get that from you.
I have a
I
landing
might Yeah, I might actually reach out to them to look at my labs and such. So I don't know. I sent them to Inside Tracker because I have an Inside Tracker account, but I'm not getting much feedback yet from them. So, but anyways, so weight's trending down. We're gonna get back on the nutrition tracking habit. We're gonna talk about your air squats, but we're not gonna talk about that yet. How'd your workouts go? Did you get into the gym?
Twice, but mostly it's been here because of work.
Okay. All right. How many rest days did you take? Remember, we're changing this.
2.
Okay, cool. Awesome. How's movement been with the I know you got the walkout on Saturday, but have you been trying to stay active with the cold weather?
Yeah. And again, like it only dips down for a couple days and then it's 65, 70. And for
Gotcha.
us, that's warm.
How's the back feeling?
Better than it was a couple weeks ago for sure.
Okay, so you're on the mend
I just
there.
have to remember to prioritize mobility. If I do a certain set of mobility exercises, it seems to be fine.
Yeah. Have you been consistent with that?
I have.
Okay, good. Awesome. How's appetite, hunger, cravings?
My appetite's probably been low.
Like throughout the whole day, are you waking up hungry?
That's the only time I'm hungry
Okay.
is when I wake up.
All right. Do you feel energized throughout your day, or are you feeling sluggish at all?
Lately actually pretty energized.
Okay, good. Awesome. Awesome. Gut health has been good. Normal poops.
Uh,
A little off.
I would say no. I've had some stomach issues
Okay.
and some bloating. Just the last maybe 3 days.
All right. Have you eaten anything? Is it when you wake up, going to bed, during the day?
Going to bed.
Okay. What are you having? I know your wife normally makes different things. Any different ingredients that maybe are more acidic with your issues? Like,
That I've been trying to figure it out. I
yeah.
don't know of anything different. I don't.
If you
I
have a
know
food
there's a bug
journal,
going
yeah.
around too.
Say
So
what?
I know there's a bug going around too.
Okay. Well, when you get your food journal back in now, I'll be able to take a look at some of your foods and kind of see if I can identify some triggers. So sometimes, it just might be your body just doesn't have the enzymes to break something down that you're eating or whatever. It's nothing you have to worry about, but that's something we can kind of take a look at. Uh, so, I think that pay attention, and if you notice anything, like just notate it so we can kind of troubleshoot it this week. Workouts have been good. All right, so fill us in on air squats. Did you do the test?
I did.
Okay. How long did it take you?
7:04.
Okay, that's good. We're sub 10. And then did you do the Tabata workout?
I did.
Okay, cool. So now I'm going to give you 2 more workouts for this week because I feel like, do you want 2 or 3?
Oh, give me 3 and
Okay.
then depending on what I get through the week,
Yeah.
I may do 2 or 3.
Okay, so I'll send those to you today and I'll post them on social media for anybody that follows you can also join in on that as well. So I think that that's going to be a good call. So I'll do
Yeah.
that when we get off of this today.
Real quick for the test, I went with Kenneth's recommendation because I always go out too hot. And he said treat it like a 10-minute EMOM. And then I felt it was like a little bit too slow. So I tried to catch up a little bit as we went. And so I think I could have went a little bit faster, but I think that's a good starting point.
I think it's a great starting point. I think it's you paced it. We'll get a good benchmark. Were you sore afterwards?
Hell yeah.
Oh man. All right, cool.
292 pounds going up and down.
Yeah, I already have your first workout. I just thought of it because I want you to still keep up some volume on your push-ups without thinking of it. First workout's going to be 5 sets, max unbroken air squats into max push-ups. Unbroken.
So you don't want me to be able to sit or eat.
Yeah, pretty much. I want you being like this. Now, 5 sets, and I'm going to have you rest 2 minutes. I just see this is the stuff that I think about. I love programming. It's my favorite thing. In fact, Tuesday mornings is my programming day. I've been programming some really fun workouts. I made a workout today as a take on Diane. Diane is 1,000. I'm sorry, not Diane. A take on Diane and Jackie. Jackie's 1,000-meter row, 50 thrusters, 30 pull-ups. Diane is 21:15.9 handstand push-ups and deadlifts. I made a workout 4,000-meter biker, 50 deadlifts, 30 handstand push-ups for one of my athletes to chest out, test out. She's like, my legs blew up. I'm like, well, and Jackie, everything blows up. So it's kind of got the right stimulus. But yeah. All right, cool. Little programming talk there. So what's on the agenda this week for you besides work being crazy? How's it looking? Is that what's making it hard for you to log? Is it honestly the busyness of your schedule right now?
It's like everything's just out of whack because of my work schedule. Like I used to have a pretty good routine because I just did like help desk stuff.
Hmm.
And so it was all on my time and I could do it however I needed to during the day to fit everything in. Now I'm on other people's schedule and I have to try to figure out all of that.
Yeah.
But this week's good. I actually have Veterans Day is Friday or Saturday. So we have Friday off.
Awesome.
So I have an extra day this weekend to kind of catch up on some stuff and enjoy the weekend. We have like nothing going on. We actually tried to have stuff going on and everybody else says we're just going to chill.
I love that. Take your wife out for dinner, enjoy good stuff. Okay. So I feel like this week it's really getting you back into tracking. And I just feel like the thing for you needs to be either, I want to say at night, but I think the problem with at night for you is you do so much of your podcasting at night that it's just one more thing of you being on the electronics, like when you're already trying to get off the electronics. You know what I'm saying? Like you love podcasting, I know, but I know at the end of the night you're like, okay, let's close this up and get ready for bed. I feel like we need to have a different time of day. And I'm thinking that what might be really good is either before or after your workout, like kind of stacking the habit, like where it's like, this is my time for me. This is my fitness and nutrition time. So it might be you finishing your workout, and while you're doing some mobility, you're on your phone logging that stuff. What do you think about that?
So it will not work before, but it'll probably work after.
I think that's what you should do. And that's halfway through your day. It's a great place for you to stop and say, all right, what have I gotten in so far? What do I have to get in the rest of the day? And kind of be able to kind of plug and play. I know you might not always know what dinner is, but I think your wife pretty much is probably pretty good at giving you an idea at that point in the day. What's for dinner? Do you ask every day, what's for dinner, hun?
No. She actually asked, what do you want for dinner?
Oh,
And then it's a negotiation.
okay. I love that.
So yeah, that's why I have half control. And then it depends on whether I win the negotiation or not.
Yeah.
And she'll probably tell you she wins the negotiation 75% of the time.
I was going to say what might be a cool idea for you guys is I know that she likes to go by how she feels, but maybe like the night before, tomorrow we should have this or that and kind of get the ball started, like that might really help. I made a chicken noodle soup this weekend, which came out really good. That's what I've been having for the last couple of nights. Because I like to just meal prep and not have to worry about it. But I'm kind of getting into my comfort foodish type of season now in our Florida winter. So, and I'm I'm trying to use the recipes in my Fitness Pal to show people how easy that is to create recipes in there for dishes like that. It's not complicated, but people tend to overcomplicate it.
Well, first of all, if you call Florida winter one more time, I'm going to take umbrage with that. When I lived in Florida, there were 2 seasons, hell and summer.
Yeah.
Because July was way freaking too hot. And then the rest of the year was just summer, like a nice summer.
You know what it is? It's you guys look forward to the spring because you're coming out of hell, right? We look forward to this time of year because we're coming out of hell. And it just feels like it's not cold, but it's the change in the air, the humidity's gone. It gives you a feeling of like it feels good to be outside. And that's why you should come to Wadapalooza.
So Damien says, HelloFresh has made my life so easy. I get a variety of dinners. We actually just signed up with them again.
I feel like the problem is they're so high in fat. They're just like so high in fat. Like every one of them is like 40 grams of fat per meal. I'm like, what? Like it sucks. Like it's
I
gonna,
never hit my fat.
Yeah.
But
That's my
I will
issue.
tell you this. Their base meals always come with pork.
Yeah.
If you switch them to chicken, it's completely different.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that that's part of the problem is there's just, and I guess you can omit some of the things, but I just
Well,
feel like there's so much fat in them, you know? That's just what
the
I've seen.
things like, because the ones I get aren't prepared. It's
Yeah, they're
just the
not.
ingredients.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not.
And they're all like fresh carrots, fresh parsnips, and then I add chicken and,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we got the challenge going, 3 days a week of that. Nothing on the dock this week. So I feel like you have no excuses not to be tracking your food this week. I think that let's stack it after lunch, after your workout. I think that that's a good spot for you to put it. Um, Update on are you thinking of doing still thinking of doing the live workout?
I am. I am. Um, because it would probably just be once a week.
Yeah.
Um, it's I need to get my schedule figured out and then
Yep.
maybe go with that.
So let's talk about priorities this week. I think priorities this week for you are creating a new routine with your new work schedule, building in that nutrition tracking habit post workout, just to kind of get it done, setting you up for success. It's meal planning, get you ready to go. Hitting your 3 workouts. Like I think that that's priorities this week for you. Is like managing your schedule and then giving yourself some downtime this weekend. Any update on your documentary? Is that almost done?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
that again, it's at the back burner because of all this stuff that's kind of rolled up on me.
again, no rush, right? It's on your time, your
Yep.
schedule.
Yep.
So awesome.
And I
All
have a
right.
3-day weekend to kind of pound on it a little bit.
Yeah. Last question I'm going to ask you is, do you have a Ninja Creamy yet?
I don't.
I have had one for a year and I have like used it now. I just started using it. I freaking love that thing. If y'all like ice cream desserts and you want to make healthier treats, it's never going to be like, well, you can actually make real ice cream with it, but man, this thing is awesome. I can make a pint of whatever ice cream I want every single night. And it's been a game changer for me lately. I'm switching up my smoothie bowls for this Ninja Creamy. I've been looking forward to it every night. So
I
something for you
know,
to think about.
Christy and Pat got one,
Yeah,
and she put out a video on like what they put in it to
it's
make
awesome.
healthy options and different things like that.
It's so
Um,
easy too. I was worried about it being a pain in the ass. Like I was worried it's going to be a pain to clean, a pain for no. It's easy. It's cleaning a little Tupperware container. The blades. It's easy. It's actually easier than cleaning a blender. So I'm happy with it. In fact, I've also been so I'm hosting Thanksgiving at my house. Yeah, I'm glad. It's awesome. Oh, Liza. Is Liza doing my fat loss frameworks? No. Maybe she is. There was a Liza that signed up for it. I wonder if it was her. I wonder because I don't know last name. It could be her though. I think that she is doing it. Last
whoop.
name. I think she is in it. I'm trying to remember. I got a good group in there. I think she is in it, but because she talked about or she messaged me on Instagram about it. Now I know. Now I do know. Yes, she is in it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, his wife is killing it. She's crushing the challenge. She's doing awesome. I'm really happy with her results. I'm really happy. I'm being 100% honest with you. I've been starring some people in there that I'm like, these people are crushing it. Like, she's one of them. But yeah, love my Ninja Creamy. You can do so much with it. You should definitely ask for one for Christmas. Worth it. Worth it. And I don't like a
Yeah,
bunch of kitchen gadgets. I'm very simple.
I love ice cream. I'm almost afraid to get one.
Yeah, it's cool because you can make real authentic ice cream too. Like if you want but you can once again control the ingredients, control everything. But making the healthier options is pretty darn easy. It's really easy and it's pretty good. So I'm enjoying mine. So I really am. That's why I had to mention it to you. So yeah, I feel like 292.4. I think we can get under 290 before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we can do it.
I think we can do that. I think that that's about a pound plus a week, but that just requires you to get back into tracking and staying consistent with it. You know that. So when you're tracking, the weight just flows off of you like nothing. So let's make that priority number 1 this week. And remember, a priority does not have to be time consuming. What typically makes a priority time consuming is procrastination. Just do it. Like Nike says. Boom.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this was a good episode. And apparently your one earlier today was a good one. I need to go check that out.
I'm glad it was a good one. I had a lot of, I was going to talk about the holidays, but I'm going to save that one for the next episode. So.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining. You guys are the best as always. Love the comments, love the feedback. We will see everybody next week on the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey. Bye, guys.